No, no. The
Okay.
reason why we made this video is a couple things. This president, from before he was in office, as he was a candidate, to the time he was in office in his first administration, has said things that cause us
Yeah.
great concern. There's a trend here. When he
Okay.
was running for president the first time, he talked about he wanted the military. He said the military should be killing the families of terrorists. And when he was told
Yeah.
that that was illegal, this was on a debate stage, he basically said that the military will not refuse to follow my orders, that they
Yeah.
will carry out his orders regardless of what they were. Shooting protesters in the legs is something he brought up in his first administration. And
Right.
thankfully, Mark Esper, his Secretary of Defense, and
Right.
Mark Milley, basically told him you cannot do that. If they weren't there, think of what possibly could have happened.
I need.
So we're concerned.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry. I just want to make sure I get to you on Ukraine because there's so much happening, and I know you're such a
Okay.
big supporter of Ukraine. There are three prominent U.S. senators who have gone on the record now, including Republican Mike Rounds, who said yesterday Secretary of State Rubio told them he was unaware of a threat to cut off U.S. support to Ukraine if they don't accept this proposed plan that's on the table. Here is how Senator Rounds described it. So since those remarks were made and backed up by multiple senators, I've received phone calls from senior White House officials, from senior U.S. officials saying, no, that's not at all what Secretary Rubio said. What version of events do we believe here in terms of what America is putting forward?
Margaret, they've got to clear this up. You have Rubio's talking to my Senate colleagues saying one thing, the spokesperson for the State Department saying another. Your conversations with the White House contradict what the Secretary of State and, by the way, the National Security Advisor, same guy, has said about this. They've got to figure this out and get the message out and explain to the American people what's going on. I will say this, that plan, that's Putin's plan. That is a very good deal for Russia. It is a horrible deal for Ukraine, for our allies, and even for our own national security. If Putin gets the chance with that deal to rearm, rebuild his economy, and gained territory, by the way. That's what he wanted.
Well,
then the Baltics, Poland, Romania, all those other countries down the line are at threat.
Well, the U.S. keeps emphasizing it as a working document, so it may be in a different state than what was leaked by an anti-Zelensky politician. But Ukraine's ambassador did tell us there's a separate security guarantee document. What needs to be in there that would actually protect Ukraine? Does that need to go for a vote before the U.S. Congress?
Well, it depends on what it is, but Congress should be involved. If there is a treaty with Ukraine on their own security, it's something that we would want to have some say in, and ultimately we would vote on in the United States Senate. We would send to the president, but they need to be talking to us about this.
Yeah.
On both sides of the aisle, often the path they're going on recently is to just share information with the Republicans. And even my Republican colleagues don't seem to like that.
No.
But that's what this White House is doing, and it's because they don't want congressional oversight in any way, whether it's on Ukraine, Venezuela, or any issue.
All right, we got to leave it there, Senator. But to your point, a number of very fiery statements from Republican senators in the past few hours. We'll be right back with a lot more Face the Nation. Stay with us.